Hello and welcome to Express News. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Let's start with our top story. Home Minister Amit Shah chairs security review meeting on Delhi situation. Union Home Secretary and senior officials of IB, Delhi Police and MHA attend meeting at the Home Minister's residence. Rashtriya Kisan Mazdoor Sangathan leader VM Singh withdraws from farmers' protest. President of Bharatiya Kisan Union Thakur Bhanu Pratap Singh also withdraws protest at Chilla border. Delhi Police says over 300 police personnel injured after being attacked by agitating farmers yesterday on January 26th. Also says 22 FIRs registered in connection with the violence. FIR registered in connection with the violence at Red Fort in Delhi during farmers' tractor rally yesterday. The matter will be investigated by the crime branch. Grave aftermath witnessed at Red Fort after yesterday's violence. Video shows broken shards of glass, scattered pieces of paper and vandalized ticket counter. Delhi Police displays utmost restraint during the tractor rally. Agitators defied the conditions and started their march before the scheduled time, and they chose the path of violence. Identification of those involved in violence also being done with the help of CCTV footage and media reports. Delhi Police keeping a close watch on the situation. Union Culture and Tourism Minister Prahlad Patel visits Red Fort to take stock of the damage caused by a section of farmers yesterday. The minister seeks a report on the incident. Delhi Metro Rail Corporation informs that entry-exit gates of Lal Killa and Jama Masjid metro stations are closed. Closure in view of security concerns in the aftermath of Delhi violence. Two lawyers moved Supreme Court seeking to constitute a judicial inquiry commission for inquiry into the violent incidents which took place in Delhi during protesting farmers. Tractor March urges the apex court to take suo motu cognizance of the violent incidents. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approves over 50% increase in the rate of MSP for both milling and ball copra. MSP for milling increased by Rs 375 and ball copra by Rs 300 per quintal. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar says millions of farmers of 12 coastal states would be benefited by this decision. Also says it has been seen that when government increases rate, the market also pays more. Prakash Javadekar says the increase in MSP of copra is as per the recommendations of the Swaminathan Commission. Also says Swaminathan recommendations were not implemented by the Congress. Supreme Court agrees to consider clubbing of FIRs filed in different states against actors and filmmakers of Tandav. However, declines to grant protection from arrest or bail and asks them to approach High Court for the same. Centre tells Supreme Court that it will challenge the Bombay High Court order that groping without skin-to-skin contact does not constitute as sexual assault. Under the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, stays release of accused and to hear the appeal after 2 weeks. Supreme Court stays criminal defamation proceedings against BJP leaders Manoj Tiwari and Vijender Gupta initiated on a complaint by Delhi Deputy CM Manish Sisodia. It was alleged that he indulged in corrupt practices in relation to construction of Delhi government school classrooms. Union IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad meets the girls who presented the tableau of IT department on the Republic Day, congratulates them and said IT department is doing exemplary work across the country. Ministry of Textiles inks MOU with Japan's Nissenken Quality Evaluation Center. MOU signed for improving quality and testing of Indian textiles and clothing for the Japanese market. 8 persons killed and 4 injured when a speeding trailer truck hit their car from behind near a bridge on Banas River in Rajasthan's Tonk district early today. Trailer driver fled from the spot and a hunt is on to nab him. BJP President JP Nadda addresses State Executive Committee of Manipur via video conferencing, says there's immense opportunity in Manipur related to Atmanirbhar Bharat. Also requests the state government to support the idea of vocal for local. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the World Economic Forum's Davos dialogue tomorrow via video conferencing. Over 400 top Industry leaders from across the globe will attend this session, wherein the Prime Minister will be speaking on the fourth industrial revolution using technology for the good of humanity. Prime Minister will also be interacting with the CEOs during the event. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the rally of the National Cadet Corps at the Cariappa ground in Delhi tomorrow. Prime Minister will inspect the Guard of Honour, review march past by NCC contingents and witness cultural performance during the event. In view of budget session of Parliament, Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu calls meeting of leaders of all parties in the upper house on 31st of this month. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla also expected to hold an all-party meeting on 29th of this month. AIADMK coordinator K. Palaniswamy inaugurates Phoenix-themed memorial for late Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha at the Marina Beach in Chennai. She was laid to rest on December 5, 2016 after her death here. Sasikala, serving the term in a disproportionate assets case, was officially released from Parapana Agrahara jail in Bangalore today. Sasikala was co-accused with Jayalalitha and 4 others in the disproportionate and corruption case against her during tenure as CM. In West Bengal, 2-day special session of the Legislative Assembly began today after obituary references to the departed dignitaries like former President Pranab Mukherjee. The House was adjourned for the day. In West Bengal, arrest warrant issued against TMC leader Vinay Mishra in a cattle smuggling case by Asansol CBI Special Court. A lookout notice was also issued against him earlier. Bangladesh Armed Force contingent that participated in Republic Day parade yesterday lays wreath and pays tribute at the National War Memorial. Terrorists lob grenade on Army's road opening party during the sanitization drill at 10:15 hours today in general area Shamshipura, Khanabal, Kulgam. 4 soldiers sustained splinter injuries. National Informatics Center Services Incorporated to celebrate 25 years of its establishment tomorrow. Union IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad will honour the event as chief guest. COVID news now. Daily recovered cases in India continue to surpass the daily new cases. Daily recoveries overtake the daily new cases since last 20 days. The national recovery rate further grows to 96.91%. 12,689 daily new cases were added to the national tally yesterday. India's total active caseload stands at over 1.76 lakh today. India's present active caseload now composes of just 1.65% of India's total positive cases. India has one of the lowest daily new cases per million population in the last 7 days. These sustained encouraging results have been made possible with the centre-led, proactive and calibrated strategy of test, track, treat and technology. Kerala reports maximum number of single-day recoveries with 5,290 newly recovered cases. 2,106 people recovered in Maharashtra in the past 24 hours, followed by 738 in Karnataka. 7 states and union territories account for 83.94% of the new deaths. Maharashtra saw the maximum casualties, followed by Kerala and Chhattisgarh, while India report only 1 death per million population in the last 7 days. Continued focus of the union and state UT governments on improved and effective clinical treatment in hospitals. Focus also on supervised home isolation, use of non-invasive oxygen support, steroids and improved services of ambulances. Over 20 lakh beneficiaries received vaccination under countrywide COVID-19 vaccination exercise. In the last 24 hours, 5,671 people vaccinated across 194 sessions, 36,572 sessions conducted so far. Sri Lanka given 5 lakh doses of Made in India Covishield vaccine. Sri Lanka becomes the 8th nation to receive India's gift of COVID-19 vaccines. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research, a total of 19,36,13,120 samples tested for COVID-19 so far. Out of these, 5,50,426 samples were tested yesterday. Punjab, Maharashtra and Manipur reopened schools several months after they were suspended due to COVID-19 pandemic. Schools in these states reopened in a phased manner with several COVID-19 safety measures in place. The 30 index Sensex fell by 937.66 points to end at 47,409.93. Nifty also fell by 271.40 points to close at 13,967.50 points. Also, gold prices in the national capital declined rupees 231 to rupees 48,421 per 10 gram, while silver also dipped rupees 256 to rupees 65,614 per kilogram. Rupee settles 2 paise higher at 72.92 against US dollar. Crude oil prices rose by rupees 25 to rupees 3,864 per barrel as participants widened their positions on firm spot demand. The Department of Expenditure under Ministry of Finance has released an amount of 12,351 crore rupees to 18 states for providing grants to the rural local bodies. This amount is the second installment of basic grants released in the financial year 2020-2021. International Monetary Fund projects 11.5% growth rate for India this year. IMF's growth projection for India in its latest World Economic Outlook update released on Tuesday reflect a strong rebound in the economy. IMF projects India to be the only major economy of the world to register a double-digit growth in 2021 amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. India followed China, for which the IMF predicted 8.1% growth in 2021. As per IMF's predictions, India to grow by 6.8% in 2022, while China's growth rate will be 5.6%. IMF says emerging market and developing economies are projected to take diverging recovery paths as that economic structure, pre-crisis growth trends, the severity of the pandemic and the size of their policy responses will shape their recovery profiles. International news now. The World Health Organization has issued fresh clinical advice for treating COVID-19 patients. The advisory includes the use of pulse oximeter by patients being treated at home and the use of low-dose anticoagulants to prevent blood clots. The total cases of COVID-19 across the world has crossed the 10 crore mark with over 10 crore, 8 lakh cases reported worldwide. The global death toll due to coronavirus stands at over 21 lakh 67,000. Over 7 crore 28 lakh people have recovered from the virus. The United States will buy 200 million more coronavirus vaccines. US President Joe Biden has said. He said that his administration will funnel most to states now in a bid to deliver on the US President's promise to curb the pandemic. Mexico President Andrés Manuel López Obrador's health is improving. The president had earlier announced that he has contracted COVID-19. Mexico's Interior Minister Olga Sanchez said that the president has kept up his strength and is recovering well from COVID-19. Mexico's official death toll from the coronavirus passed 150,000 following a surge in infections in recent weeks that has stretched the health system in the capital to the limit. Amid a appalling COVID-19 situation in the United Kingdom, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has taken full responsibility of lives lost in the country due to the virus. He has also said that the government made its best efforts to minimize the loss and vowed that it would continue to do the same. Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga has apologized in the parliament over the nation's healthcare system, which has been strained amid the coronavirus pandemic. Unofficial data suggests that Japan's third and most deadly wave of COVID-19 infections is peaking. In Portugal, COVID-19 fatalities in the past 24 hours reached a record 291, bringing the total tally to 65,300 cases and 11,012 deaths. It now has the world's highest 7-day average of cases and deaths per million people. Portugal's government was urged to transfer COVID-19 patients abroad as the oxygen supply system of a large hospital near Lisbon partly failed from overuse. Portugal Health Minister Marta Temido has said that the government is triggering all mechanisms available to ensure it provides the best assistance to the patients. Peru's health authorities scramble to cope up with the new surge in COVID-19 cases, with the number of fatalities nearing 40,000. In Latin America's one of worst hit country, Peru even lags behind some of its neighbors in the race for COVID-19 vaccine. Now, Cuba's coronavirus situation has again started deteriorating, with the Caribbean country reporting more than 700 new cases of the virus, which is higher than its earlier data. With more than 22,600 cases of COVID-19, Cuba has already closed schools and cancelled sports and cultural events in a bid to bring down the cases. US President Joe Biden has signed a memorandum condemning the surge of anti-Asian racism in the country during the COVID-19 pandemic. Biden also directed the Department of Justice to make concrete efforts to address hate crimes and harassment against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. The memorandum also orders federal agencies to look into whether discriminatory rhetoric like China virus is referred to in any existing policies or federal websites published by the previous administration. US President Joe Biden also signed executive orders directing the Department of Housing and Urban Development to address racially discriminatory federal housing policies and the Department of Justice to end its use of private prisons. The US Senate has rejected an effort by Republicans to stop former President Donald Trump's upcoming impeachment trial on a charge of inciting assault on US Capitol. Republican Senator Rand Paul forced a vote on whether it is unconstitutional because Trump is no longer a president. US President Joe Biden held his first telephonic conversation after assuming presidency with Russia's President Vladimir Putin. President Joe Biden expressed concerns over the detention of Russia's opposition leader Alexei Navalny, involvement of Russia in cyber hacks, and Russia's offer of bounties to Taliban-linked militants to kill coalition forces in Afghanistan. During the talks, Biden also affirmed US's stern support for Ukraine's sovereignty. Other issues raised during the conversation included SolarWinds hack and Russia's interference in US elections in 2020. The two leaders also agreed that their teams would work urgently to complete the extension of the new Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty. Japanese Foreign Minister Motegi Toshimitsu held a telephonic conversation with new US Secretary of State Antony Blinken today. Both sides have agreed to work closely to further strengthen the Japan-US alliance. Protests against nationwide lockdown continued in Dutch town of Hilversum in Netherlands for the fourth consecutive day. However, the protesters seemed a little calmer than previous nights when violent protests rocked the country. In Lebanon, hundreds of protesters clashed with soldiers in Tripoli as they demonstrated against worsening economic conditions amid a nationwide lockdown. Angry residents took to the streets as Lebanon is in the middle of its strictest lockdown since the COVID-19 pandemic began. Sports now. Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju on Wednesday concluded the second edition of Fit India School Week program in the presence of SAI Director General Sandeep Pradhan. To celebrate the Fit India School Week program, a live virtual demonstration of the event was given by the students who performed Surya Namaskar, free hand exercises, aerobics, dance and extempore performance. The England cricketers have reached Chennai for the upcoming Test series against India, which is scheduled to begin on February 5th in Chennai. Both India and England cricketers will have to undergo a 6-day quarantine period as well as COVID-19 testing. Teams training is scheduled to commence from February 2nd. The International Cricket Council announced the introduction of the ICC Player of the Month Awards, which will recognize and celebrate the best performances. The International Cricket Council has suspended two UAE players, Mohammad Naveed and Shaiman Anwar Butt, for being found guilty of match fixing. The 2021 IPL auction date is revealed. The players' bid will be held in Chennai on February 18th. 8 teams to participate in the 2021 edition. The Australian cricket team has announced the 18-man squad for the New Zealand 2020 International Series and will play 5 2020 internationals in New Zealand. Australia have included uncapped trio of teenage spinner Tanveer Sangha, wicket-keeper batsman Josh Phillip and fast bowler Riley Meredith in their 18-man squad for the New Zealand T20Is. Australia also announced 19-man squad for the South Africa Test. Matthew Wade dropped while Alex Carey gets maiden call-up. Uttarakhand athlete Reshma Patel marked her 10,000-meter race walk debut with a nationally under-20 record en route to winning a gold medal to showcase her talent. Chelsea have appointed former Paris Saint-Germain boss Thomas Tuchel as their new manager on 18-month contract with an option to extend it. Tuchel becomes the 11th full-time manager appointed by Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich since the billionaire bought the club in 2003. Will be in the dugout at Stamford Bridge for Wednesday's Premier League meeting with Wolves. Zlatan Ibrahimovic clashed with former Manchester United team mate Romelu Lukaku during a heated Milan derby in Italian Cup quarterfinals on Tuesday. Christian Eriksen's 97th minute winner gave Inter Milan victory in a dramatic Coppa Italia derby. Former Tottenham midfielder Eriksen came off the bench to score a super free kick as Inter came from behind to reach the semi-finals. Arsenal also came from behind for the first time in a Premier League game this season to beat Southampton. Arsenal avenge FA Cup exit with dominant win at Southampton to move within 5 points of the top 4. In the English Premier League, Manchester City defeated West Bromwich 5-0 in a one-sided match. Gundogan scored 2 goals for Manchester City. With this victory, City has topped the table by beating the Man U. City have 41 points from 19 matches, while Man U has 40 points from as many matches. World champion shuttler PV Sindhu went down fighting against world number 1 Tai Tzu Ying of Taiwan in the opening Group B women's singles match of BWF World Tour Finals. Tamil film Surarai Potru has joined the Oscars 2021 race in the Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director and many other categories. The film stars Surya and is directed by Sudha Kongra. Actors Priyanka Chopra Jonas, Rajkumar Rao and Adarsh Gaurav have received honorable mentions in the Gold List selections for their powerful performances in the popular Netflix film The White Tiger, while Priyanka has got a mention in Best Supporting Female Actor category. Rajkumar has got it in the category of Best Supporting Male Actor. Bollywood actor Varun Dhawan has thanked his fans and well-wishers for their warm wishes nearly 3 days after tying a knot with his longtime girlfriend Natasha Dalal. Taking to Twitter, he wrote that in the last few days, he and Natasha have received so much love and positivity from everyone. The fans will have to wait a little more to watch Warner Brothers' upcoming monster flick Godzilla vs. Kong, which is now slated to release on March 31st this year, postponed from its earlier release on March 26th. Suicide Squad's Joker Jared Leto is all set to surprise his fans with another villainous role in Warner Brothers' upcoming thriller, The Little Things, alongside Denzel Washington and Oscar winner Rami Malek. Leto said the role was compelling to play and explored both dark and light sides of humanity. The film will be released on January 29th. The organizers of the Golden Globes Awards have announced to give the Lifetime Achievement Award known as Cecil B. DeMille Award to actor and activist Jane Fonda at the Golden Globes Award ceremony due to be held next month. Late actor Chadwick Boseman, known for his role in as Marvel's Black Panther, has been nominated for a posthumous Independent Spirit Award 2021. The actor will receive an award in the category Best Actor Male for his performance in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. American rock band The Flaming Lips have come up with a creative way to put on live shows in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, putting themselves and their audience in protective space bubbles. The group performed 2 concerts in past few days in Oklahoma, where audience members dance along while enclosed in plastic bubbles. In US's Arizona, the elephants at Reed Park Zoo decided to stay out for a snowy romp amid heavy snowfall, while most of the animals of the zoo cozied up in warmth. Elephants enjoyed the cool weather amid a rare flurry snowfall. In Syria, a 24-year-old artist is using his architecture background to add a modern twist to the Arabic calligraphy. His art painted on the walls of public places and restaurants in Damascus is gaining a lot of appreciation from his fans. Well, that's all we have in Express News. Stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.